Hi guys, Baby G here. So I am going to be doing another Watch Me Sew video. I got this out of print old Vogue pattern off of Etsy. It's Vogue 2260. So it's this. And what attracted me to the pattern was this collar. I love this collar. So I'm gonna make View B. And I was looking for fabric yesterday because I stash fabrics. I have fabrics that I've had in my stash for a really long time until I find like the perfect pattern. They are Marc Jacob fabrics that I got at Mood. I got this one in blue and then the same exact fabric in the neon pink. So yesterday I was trying to decide which one I wanted to do. And I thought, oh, you know what, maybe I'll make the neon pink, but then realized that I didn't buy enough of the pink. I bought more of the blue. So my 16-year-old daughter was down here with me and she said, oh mom, why don't you just use both? And I thought, oh, that's a great idea because I love color blocking and I love print blocking and plaid blocking and all that stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use both. And I'm basically gonna split the jacket in half. So I'm gonna make one side blue, one side pink. I need to create a seam, center back seam in the collar because I want the blue side to have a pink collar and the pink collar to have a blue collar. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. Oh, anyway, I need to create some seam lines, which is easy, and then figure out what side is going to be what. Anyway, so that's what I am going to be doing. And I tried finding this fabric online for you guys, but like I said, it's been well over a year and there's just no way. Usually when they get designer fabrics, they're only so much because it's whatever was left on the cutting room floor and they buy whatever's left over. And so it's generally not like rolls and rolls of it. So I was lucky enough to get my hands on it. So I'm gonna make good use of it. So I'm also gonna be using a covered button because it only has one button. So I'm gonna do a bound buttonhole and I'm gonna do covered buttons. And then the other only modification that I am considering is, since I have to create a center back seam, you can see I drew it in. Since I have to create a center back seam so that I can obviously have one side pink and one side blue, I think I'm gonna do a separating zipper. So it will zip up the back. Since I don't have a vent, instead of creating a vent for the pattern, I thought, oh, well, it'd be cool if I could just zip it and it would just add a really cool detail. So I have a separating zipper that I may use. I'm not completely sure if I'm gonna do it, but we'll see. Okay, so because I am doing one side one color and the other side another color, I need to cut each piece out at one time. So usually you cut like the front of your jacket or your top or your whatever, you cut two because your fabric is folded in half, so you're cutting two out at one time. But because I am cutting one side pink and one side blue, and on top of that I need to match my plaid, I need to cut everything in singles, which is going to take me a long time. Okay, I have everything cut and interfaced and my lining, and now I can start sewing. That took me a while, probably, I don't know, like a good 2 hours to get everything cut out, but it's done. And by the way, I'm watching this Netflix movie called Always Be My Baby, which I've had on my watch list for a long time, and it's so funny. Okay, now that everything cut, I can finally start sewing this baby together. Okay, this jacket is giving me the blues today, because both sides are the same. And even though I did mark the fronts so that I wouldn't confuse myself, the plaid is actually really difficult to match. It's almost blurry, so it's hard to, anyway. I have had to stitch and unstitch several times, but we're finally getting there. So let me turn the camera around real quick. Okay, so the fronts are on, the collar is on, sleeves are on, my bound buttonhole is done. I added a little blue on my pink side. I also have that zipper I showed you guys earlier, okay, for my vent. And so the only things I have left is to construct my lining and the upper collar. I have my bound buttonhole, or my covered button ready. I have my belt, and I have pockets because I'm gonna add pockets to the front. So I don't know if I'm gonna finish tonight, but I think I am definitely not too far from being done. Hopefully I won't have to unstitch anything else because I sewed right and wrong sides together. I flipped the plaid somehow and stitched that wrong. I even made my bound buttonhole on the right side of the fabric, so it was a big mess. So I've had to use my seam ripper quite a bit today. But even as a pro who's been sewing 20 plus years, there are always, you know, off days and mistakes. So it just comes with the territory. You just laugh and keep on going. So I'm gonna pause because I have to go make dinner for my family. And hopefully I'll get a chance to get back into the sewing room and finish.